Hello, hey, what's up, people? How's it going? It's me back again, your old friend. I thought I'll make a video, connect with you guys, put it on YouTube. That's what the plan for right now is. So we are in first week of August 2026. It's late Sunday night at my end. All is good, same old, can't complain. So in my last YouTube video, I talked about some of the ancient Greek philosophers such as Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. I read what AI Overview had to say about these popular figures. Uh, Other than that, I read a few writings from a journal and also some of the headlines from world affairs. That's what we did in my last YouTube video. So we're in first week of August 2026. Not so bad. Weather, it's okay. We might get some rainfall this week. It gets humid though, and outdoors you sweat a lot. You sweat a lot outdoors. That's what happens because of the humid weather. Um, I change like two or three t-shirts in a day sometimes. Uh, Never mind. Uh, I was at my place just listening to music. How was my weekend? Friday night I went to a friend's place. We had some beer. Saturday night wasn't so bad. Again, I was chilling with one of my friends and then got back home on time. And Sunday, how was Sunday for me? I went to a friend's place around 10 in the night and then got back home uh, around 2 in the night. That's when I got back home. We had some breezer, something good to smoke, and some Yale, just for fun, for a change. Yeah. So, I was at my place. It's late Sunday night. Thought I'll make a video, connect with you guys, and put it on YouTube. So we'll do as usual, how we roll all our YouTube videos. So what I'll do is I'll adjust my camera first. We're good. I'll read some of the headlines. From uh, worldly affairs. Yeah, background music going on. Not so bad. This is one of the headlines says, U.S. plans permanent visa bond program for several countries. U.S. plans permanent visa bond program for several countries to cover visas issued for business tourism visits. U.S. bars import from 43 more companies over alleged China forced labor. Another headline, Israeli strikes kill 2 in Gaza, destroy med warehouses. Easter bombing case, former Lanka top cop gets death. US embassies urge citizens to consider exiting West Asia. US embassies urge citizens to consider exiting West Asia. Nirmal Purja, star climber and elite British officer, dead on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir peak. Sanchez isolated after Spain sparks fear of migration crisis. Sanchez isolated after Spain sparks fear of migration crisis. UK's new leader shifts power to number 10 North. Quake near Naples injures 21. Italy on heatwave alert. Yeah, guys, these were some of the headlines from Worldly Affairs. Another headline: escalating unrest in POK leaves over 50 dead in 4 days. Hey guys, this is what some of the headlines from World Affairs had to say. Geopolitical updates. I thought I'll give them a read. Now, in my last YouTube video, I talked about ancient Greek philosophers such as Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato. In this video, I'll talk about a couple of more popular such figures. We'll cover a couple of figures from modern Western philosophy. Earlier, we talked about ancient Western philosophy from Greece and Rome. Now we're going to talk about modern Western philosophy. Couple of figures. Now we're going to read about Karl Marx. This is what it says, AI overview. It says Karl Marx, 1818 until 1883, was a highly influential German philosopher, economist, political theorist, and revolutionary socialist whose ideas formed the foundation of Marxism, modern socialism, and communism. Writing during the peak of the Industrial Revolution, Marx critiqued capitalism for creating deep social inequalities and exploiting the working class. He argued that human history progresses through class struggle, predicting that the working class would eventually overthrow capitalism to establish a classless, stateless, communist society. Core theories: historical materialism, economic and material conditions form the foundation of society, directly shaping its policies, laws, and culture. Class struggle: society is divided into capitalist owners and wage laborers whose conflicting interests drive historical change. Exploitation and surplus values: capitalists generate profit by underpaying workers for the actual value their labor produces. Alienation: industrial capitalism detaches workers from their humanity, the products of their labor, and each other, turning them into mere cogs in a machine. Most famous work: The Communist Manifesto, 1848, a short revolutionary pamphlet co-authored with his lifelong collaborator, Frederick Engels, famously declaring, "The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles." Das Kapital, 1867 until 1894, his massive multi-volume critique of political economy that thoroughly analyzes the mechanics, contradictions, and ultimate instability of the capitalist system. Life and legacy: Marx spent much of his life in exile due to his radical political activities and journalism, eventually settling permanently in London. He lived in near poverty and relied heavily on financial support from Engels, while his theories were adapted by the 20th century political leaders to establish communist states, often with flawed or authoritarian results. Marx's academic critique remains central to modern sociology, history, and heterodox economics. Yeah guys, this is what AI overview had to say about Karl Marx. Now we have another popular figure, Immanuel Kant. This is what it says. Immanuel Kant, 1724 until 1804, was a foundational German philosopher from Prussia, widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in modern Western philosophy. Operating during the peak of the Enlightenment, Kant permanently transformed how humanity understands knowledge, morality, and aesthetics by synthesizing two opposing philosophical movements: rationalism and empiricism. Epistemology, transcendental idealism. Kant revolutionized the theory of knowledge by moving away from the idea that the mind is a passive recipient of reality, the mind as an active shaper. He argued that human understanding actively structures experience, space and time. He claimed space and time are not external realities but built-in lenses through which our minds process sensory data. The two worlds. Kant separated reality into phenomenal world, things as they appear to us, and the nominal world, things as they are in themselves, truly know, which we can never truly know. The Critic of Pure Reason. His groundbreaking 1781 masterpiece, The Critic of Pure Reason, outlines this entire framework. Ethics, categorical imperative. In practical philosophy, Kant established a non religious framework for morality based purely on human reason and freedom. Duty over consequences. His system is deontological, meaning an action is morally right because of the duty behind it, not because of its outcomes. The categorical imperative. This is core principle dictates that you should only act on rules that you would want to become universal laws for everyone. Absolute morality. He famously argued that certain actions like lying are strictly and universally wrong in every single circumstances. The Critic of Practical Reason. This 1788 work details his comprehensive ethical theories. Aesthetics, The Critic of Judgment, published in 1790, his third major critic explored how we perceive beauty and purpose. Disinterested pleasure. Kant argued that true aesthetic appreciation of beauty is free from personal desire or utility. The sublime. He differentiated between the beautiful, which has form and order, and the sublime, which is vast, formless, and overwhelms the human imagination. Human autonomy and enlightenment. Kant was a passionate champion of intellectual independence and human dignity. People as ends. He argued that rational beings must always be treated as ends in themselves, never merely as a means to an end. Hey guys, this is what I overview had to say about Immanuel Kant and Karl Marx. I thought I'll give it a read. So we have recorded 12 plus minutes of video time so far, not so bad. What I'll do now is I'll read 3 paragraphs, 3 big writings from a journal which I updated recently, and I'll wrap this video. This is what it says. One of the writings. It's ongoing monsoon season. Rain always feels like a bliss. It seems like heavens are showering blessings on people's lives. This week I saw dark clouds taking over so much of area over the city. The rainfall was very heavy, showing no mercy. While on highway last month, there was this time when I crossed really big cloud causing havoc in the surrounding areas. Have been listening to music about religious events and some of the warriors. As per the story, these warriors practiced for years and had to pursue tough paths to attain celestial weapons. These heroes had skills which were unmatched. What antagonists did was intense meditations and attained boons by the gods. Later, they disobeyed righteousness and created problems in people's lives for their own interest. To stand for the righteousness, protagonist brought to an end evil's life and henceforth freeing people from atrocities. Goodbye until next time, smiley face, bravo. Next writing, guys, talking about some of the characters with superpowers. There are many, but I can recall a handful. One of the Shiva's ardent devotee, Ravan, had all planets, heaven and hell working as per his liking. Ravan's empire Lanka was made of gold. He was an Asur, demon. He was a researcher of medicine, Ayurveda. He was immortal and people feared him. Once he lifted Lord Shiva's Kailash and sang Shiv Tandav Strotam. Ravan's brother Kumbkaran was so furious he almost dethroned Indra, who is king of heaven. Ravan's son Meghnad was known for dark black magic. He used to create illusions and people would fall for his tricks. Bali, who was Indra's son, used to get half of the opponent's power within him. Ravan used to fear Bali as well. Bali was tricked in a battle with son of God's son Sugriv and killed by Ram, Vishnu's avatar. There are many warriors whose strength had no comparison.
There was this weapon called Narayan Astra, which was put on set during war by Ashwadhama, Guru Dronacharya's son. Everybody on the battlefield were awestruck by its devastation. Somehow, Krishna, Narayan himself, saved the day for everybody. One of the most deadly formations on the battlefield, called Chakravyuh or Labyrinth, was broken by Abhimanyu, who was Arjun's son. Only Arjun could have pulled off that stunt. Karan, who was another remarkable warrior, was forced to use his deadliest attack, Indrastra, on Ghatotkacha, who was Bhim's son. Duryodhan had his whole body made of solid concrete but still lost. War's consequences depends on strategy. I just hope for peaceful and happy times in people's lives. Goodbye until next time, smiley face. Yeah guys, these were some of the writings from my journal. I updated my journal. 3 writings. I thought I'll give them a read in this video as well. So what we did in this video so far was we read some of the headlines from Geopolitics. Other than that, we read about Karl Marx, and then we also read about Immanuel Kant, what AI overview had to say. And at last, I read 3 writings from my journal. So that's what the plan for this video was. What I'll do now is I'll put this video on YouTube and share it with you guys. So I'll call this video off anytime now and we'll connect sometime soon. So that's what the plan for this video was. I'll call this video off and let's see when we're gonna connect. So that's it for right now. Bye bye, have a good one and love you all.